Let's get right into it. Number 1, goosebumps are useless unless you're a hedgehog. Imagine being so emotionally affected by a sad movie or a song that your body decides to pretend it's cold. That's what goosebumps are. Tiny muscle spasms that make your hair stand on end, which sounds badass until you remember you're not a porcupine trying to ward off predators. You're just a person crying over a Pixar short. Goosebumps are one of evolution's leftover party favors. Back when we were hairier and more nature chic, this reaction actually did something. Puffing up your fur made you look bigger and scarier to predators, kind of like a cat turning into a Halloween decoration. It also trapped heat, which was helpful when winters didn't come with North Face jackets. But now, your hair stands up and literally nothing happens. No heat boost, no threat display. Just you, looking like a cold-plucked chicken. Here's the wild part. This system is run by your autonomic nervous system, which is the same part of your body that controls stuff like breathing, digestion, and your heartbeat. That means somewhere deep in your body's logic, it still thinks giving you goosebumps will help you survive that sad violin solo. Spoiler, it won't. Basically, goosebumps are the evolutionary equivalent of a Windows XP pop-up in a Windows 11 world. Technically still works. Functionally useless. Number 2, the blind spot in your eye. That you don't notice. You are partially blind. Yes, you. Right now, in both eyes. But don't freak out. Your brain is just super good at gaslighting you into thinking everything's fine. There's a part of your retina where the optic nerve exits the eye. No light receptors, no image processing, just a blank spot. It's like someone cut a hole in your camera lens and your brain said, "Don't worry, I'll Photoshop that out." Normally, you don't notice this gaping hole in your vision because your eyes work together like a tag team to cover each other's blind spots. Plus, your brain is constantly autofilling what should be there, like a glitchy AI trying to guess what's behind a missing puzzle piece. And it's really good at it. You could be looking at a bookshelf, and even if a chunk of it is technically invisible, your brain's like, "Books. Trust me." This isn't a minor flaw either. This is baked into the basic hardware of how your eyes are built. Evolution decided it was okay to just have a straight-up hole in your vision, as long as your brain could fake it well enough to avoid walking into traffic. So, yeah, your body is constantly lying to you. And honestly, it's doing a disturbingly good job. Number 3, choking on food. Thanks, evolution. You're a highly evolved primate. You've built skyscrapers, decoded DNA, and created oat milk. And yet, a sandwich can kill you. Let's talk about choking. Humans are basically the only species that regularly die from inhaling their lunch. That's because evolution had a brilliant idea. Let's make the airway and the food tube share a single hallway. So now your trachea and esophagus do an awkward doozy-doo every time you swallow. One wrong move and your BLT takes a detour into your lungs. Why is it like this? Blame speech. The position of your larynx, your voice box, is lower in humans to allow for a wide range of vocal sounds. Yay, language, boo, death by pretzel. Other animals don't have this problem because their voice boxes sit higher, neatly separating breathing and eating. Babies start out like that too. But once your voice drops, or you hit about 3 months old, evolution comes in with the sabotage. Basically, in exchange for being able to say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, you now run the risk of dying every time you take a bite of hot dog. Great trade. Number 4, your back is a disaster. Your spine is a mess, an ergonomic nightmare, a curved stack of fragile bones being asked to support a lifestyle it was not designed for. Sitting, standing, running, lifting, texting on the toilet. It hates it all. See, humans weren't always upright. Our ancestors used to walk on all fours, and their spines were shaped accordingly. Then we stood up, because walking on 2 legs made it easier to carry stuff and spot predators, and also probably looked super cool. But evolution didn't really finish the update. Instead of designing a spine for bipedal life, it just repurposed the old model. The result? A weird S-curve that loads pressure unevenly. especially on your lower back. Throw in modern habits like sitting for 8 hours straight or sacrificing posture for fashion, and your vertebrae start screaming by age 30. And don't even get me started on the intervertebral discs. They're basically jelly donuts that cushion your spine, and they're great. Until one explodes like a stress ball and presses on your nerves. So, yeah, your back pain isn't just a sign of aging. It's a 300,000-year-old design flaw, wrapped in a hoodie and slouched over a laptop. Number 5. Sleep paralysis. Nightmares in HD. You ever wake up completely alert, but can't move? Can't speak? Oh, and there's a demon sitting on your chest? Welcome to sleep paralysis, your brain's late-night horror show. Here's what's happening. During REM sleep, your brain paralyzes your body so you don't physically act out your dreams. Because apparently punching your alarm clock in real life isn't ideal. But sometimes your brain screws up the timing. You regain consciousness before the paralysis wears off. So you're awake, frozen, and very aware that your room has suddenly developed the vibe of a haunted dollhouse. And your brain, in its infinite wisdom, starts filling in the blanks. Why can't I move? Must be a demon. Oh, look, there it is. It's breathing heavily. Nice. Sleep paralysis hallucinations are a global thing. Some cultures see shadow men. Others see witches, goblins, aliens, or that guy from HR. And the worst part? You know you're awake, you're just trapped in your own body while your nervous system throws a blackout rave. Evolutionarily, this paralysis thing is supposed to keep us safe. But somewhere along the line, it became less about survival and more about waking up to feel like you're in a Netflix horror series. Thanks, biology. Number 6, phantom phone vibrations. Your brain is gaslighting you. You swear your phone just vibrated. You felt it. Clear as day. You grab it. Nope. Nothing. No message, no missed call. Just your brain pulling pranks. This isn't just a quirky modern problem. Phantom vibration syndrome is your nervous system going rogue. It's basically your brain, in its desperate addiction to dopamine hits, misinterpreting any little muscle twitch, fabric shift, or breeze as incoming validation. You know, the kind of thing that used to be important for survival, like sensing a predator. Now, it's misfiring for a Twitter like. Some researchers think this glitch is caused by a combination of anxiety, habit, and sensory expectation. Your brain gets so used to feeling that notification buzz that it starts creating it on its own. It's like the Pavlov's dog experiment, but instead of drooling, you check your phone 87 times a day for no reason. And it's not just vibrations. Some people even hear phantom notification sounds, text pings that never happened. Congratulations. Your nervous system is basically hallucinating because it's lonely. So next time you feel a ghost buzz, just remember, it's not your phone. It's your brain playing peekaboo with reality. Number 7, teeth, nature's disposable razor blades. Why do sharks get unlimited teeth, but you get 2 sets max, and then it's all downhill from there? Seriously, once your adult teeth are in, that's it. No backups. Lose one, and you're off to the dentist, hoping they can jam in a fake one without draining your life savings. Teeth are essential for, eating, the one thing every living creature has to do. And yet, human teeth are kind of fragile. They chip, decay, fall out, grow in weird, get impacted, and need constant cleaning or else they throw a cavity tantrum. And if you're really lucky, you get a bonus prize called wisdom teeth, which are basically vestigial landmines hiding in your jaw. Evolutionarily speaking, we used to have tougher jaws and way more chewing going on. Raw plants, tough meat, zero blenders. Our ancestors needed those extra molars. But modern humans? Our jaws shrank, our diet got softer, and yet, surprise, we still grow those unnecessary third molars that often come in sideways and try to destroy your skull from within. It's like your body got a software update, but forgot to uninstall the beta features. So now we have tiny bones in our faces that need constant maintenance, or they'll start attacking us. Basically, your teeth are like porcelain knives sitting in a meat grinder. Good luck. Number 8, sneezing in the sun. aka the achoo reflex. You walk out of a dark movie theater, the sunlight hits your face, and achoo, instant sneeze. What just happened? Are you allergic to the sun? Is your body trying to eject your soul? Nope, you've just been hit by the photic sneeze reflex, a delightful little bug in the human operating system that affects about 1 in 3 people. It's inherited, too. So if you sneeze at the sun, you can thank your sneezy ancestors. Here's what scientists think is going on. The optic nerve, which reacts to light, is located super close to the trigeminal nerve, which controls sneezing. When your brain gets a sudden flood of sunlight, it basically short circuits. Too much brightness? Let's sneeze about it. Classic case of wires getting crossed in the old skull server room. Now, this would make sense if sneezing in the sun helped you survive. But it doesn't. There's no evolutionary advantage to solar-triggered snot rockets. Unless cavemen were constantly using sneezes to scare off saber-toothed tigers, this is just one of those oops, didn't mean to code that situations in human anatomy. You know it's bad when your body's default reaction to light is to violently eject air at 100 miles per hour. That's not defense. That's chaos. Number 9. Appendixes, nature's storage closet of mystery. The appendix, that weird little worm thing chilling at the end of your large intestine. Like, it's not suspicious at all. For decades, doctors thought it was 100% useless. Just a leftover part, like a bonus screw after assembling IKEA furniture. But then, plot twist, some research suggested the appendix might play a role in gut health, especially in storing beneficial bacteria. Cool, right? Except it still regularly gets infected, swells up, and tries to kill you if you don't eat it out fast enough. That's right. Your appendix is one of the few organs that can just spontaneously decide, today's the day I explode. And then, boom, appendicitis, emergency surgery, internal chaos, all because your body has a vestigial little time bomb in its digestive system. Evolution kept it around, maybe for a reason, or maybe because it was too lazy to delete the file. Either way, millions of people have had theirs removed and live perfectly fine lives, which is kind of a red flag for something calling itself an organ. The appendix is the freeloading roommate of the body. It doesn't do much, and when it does, it's usually a problem. Number 10, sweating, the body's overreaction button. You know what's fun? Sitting in a job interview and realizing your armpits are auditioning for a waterfall competition, or sweating through your shirt because you dared to think about exercising. Welcome to thermoregulation, human style. Sweating is how your body cools down. That part makes sense, but the human sweat response is aggressively dramatic. We don't just glisten, we leak, we drench. We basically become human sponges in reverse. Fun fact, humans are actually some of the sweatiest mammals on the planet. Evolution gave us this feature so we could survive running long distances in the heat. It's why we can technically outrun almost any animal over time. But today, unless you're regularly chasing antelope barefoot across the savannah, this ultra sweat feature just means you soak your shirt on the way to Walgreens. Also, your body sweats from stress, not heat, not effort, just pure raw panic. And that stress sweat smells different because it comes from different glands, the apocrine ones, aka the stinky sweat glands. So now your emotions betray you and make you smell like nervous despair. It's like evolution gave you a high-powered sprinkler system, but forgot to install an off switch for social situations. Number 11, eyebrows, face fur with a side hustle eyebrows. 2 fuzzy punctuation marks on your forehead that somehow make or break your entire face. Seriously, shave them off, and suddenly you look like a sleep paralysis demon trying to apply for a mortgage. But functionally, what are they even for? Well, the best guess is that eyebrows help keep sweat and rain out of your eyes. You know, because your body can invent lungs, fingernails, and consciousness, but can't figure out waterproof eyeballs. So evolution gave us tiny forehead squeegees. Cute. But then, over time, eyebrows got a promotion. They became part of your emotional billboard. raised in surprise, furrowed in confusion, wiggled flirtatiously at your crush across the bar. Eyebrows evolved to be full-on mood indicators, and your brain is wired to read them like subtitles. Here's the kicker. Some scientists think we could totally survive without them now, but socially, without eyebrows, you're just an untrustworthy raisin. So they stuck around, not because they're crucial for survival, but because they're the unsung heroes of facial expression. Also because humans are weirdly obsessed with grooming them. Evolution made your face expressive, and then made you spend $20 a month shaping it into neat little arches. Number 12, hiccups, the useless body glitch. You're minding your own business, maybe enjoying a burrito when suddenly, hic! Congratulations, your diaphragm just rage quit for no reason. Hiccups are one of the most annoying, pointless, and poorly timed body functions we have, and nobody truly knows why they still exist. Some scientists think hiccups are a leftover reflex from our amphibian ancestors, like actual water-breathing tadpole-level ancestors, who used to gulp air and water with the same muscles. Basically, hiccups may be an evolutionary ghost from when your great-great-great-great whatever grand frog needed to switch between breathing through gills and lungs. Fast forward a few 100 million years, and now you hiccup uncontrollably during job interviews because your spaghetti went down weird. And good luck stopping them. Everyone's got a cure. Hold your breath, drink water upside down, think about unicorns doing taxes. None of which actually work consistently. Because you can't logic your way out of a primitive spasm. Your brain stem keeps firing off like a toddler pressing a broken elevator button. So yeah, every hiccup is a little croak from your inner frog. Evolution, the gift that keeps on burping. Number 13, nails, claws, but make it useless. Human fingernails are like nature's attempt at giving us claws, only they're terrible at it. You can't hunt with them, dig with them, or even open a stubborn soda can without risking total nail detachment and a dramatic scream. And yet, we still grow them. Constantly. Like keratinic mood rings. Originally, nails evolved from claws to help our primate ancestors grip tree branches and peel fruit with surgical precision. But modern humans? We don't do much branch swinging anymore. These days, nails mostly exist to help us scroll Instagram and scratch that weird itch that might be existential. What's more bizarre is how obsessed we are with them. We file, buff, polish, glue, paint, bite, extend, and decorate them like they're tiny, judgmental trophies on our hands. All for something that, biologically speaking, is just compressed dead cells growing out of your fingers. And let's not forget toenails. They exist. That's it. They exist. Their sole purpose is apparently to snag on bedsheets or mutate into ingrown torture devices. Evolution just said, you're not using your feet to climb trees anymore, but here's a random plate of keratin anyway. Good luck. Basically, nails are what happens when evolution gives up halfway through designing a useful tool and calls it a day. Number 14, emotional crying. The leak nobody ordered. Let's talk about tears. Not the my eye has dust in it kind. The emotional kind. The ones that show up uninvited during weddings, movies, or when you drop your burrito in the parking lot. Humans are the only animals that cry because of feelings. Other creatures tear up to lubricate their eyes, but we decided to add emotional leakage to the mix. Why? No one knows for sure. Some scientists think it's a social signal, a nonverbal way to say, I'm overwhelmed, don't kick me while I'm down. Others say it's just your brain having a chemical dump that accidentally opens the face faucets. Whatever the reason, it's a weird trait. No other animal has to pause mid-breakdown to find a tissue. Lions don't sob when they lose a fight. Sloths don't weep existentially into the jungle mist. But you cry because someone sang happy birthday too earnestly. And evolution didn't even make it subtle. Your face gets blotchy, your voice breaks, your nose runs like a faucet. It's not dignified, it's full-on meltdown mode. So, yeah, you're a species that leaks from its eyes when its brain can't emotionally cope. Because that makes sense. Number 15, belly buttons. Scar, tissue with no job. The belly button. nature's souvenir from the time your mom was literally your life support system. And once you were born, totally useless. Just a permanent dent in your torso to remind you that, yes, you were once a glorified jelly bean in a womb. Your belly button is just the scar left over from your umbilical cord being cut. It doesn't do anything. You can't flex it, train it, upgrade it, or accessorize it, unless you're stuck in 2003. It's the least functional part of your anatomy, unless you count its secret role as a lint magnet. And yet, it's universal. Every human has one. Innie or outie, proud or shy. It's a built-in feature no one asked for, but everyone gets. Evolution could have phased it out after birth, but nope. We're stuck with this biological pothole for life. Worse, it occasionally gets infected or pierced or weirdly itchy for no apparent reason. And if you're super lucky, you'll stumble across a belly button fact that makes you hate your own torso. Like the study where researchers found dozens of unique bacteria species living inside them. Yummy. So next time you see your navel, just remember, it's a glorified birth receipt your body refuses to return. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.